Chris, thanks so much. We know the holiday season is hard on a lot of folks who are spending time away from their families.
Yeah, today we are talking with Dr. Briggs from Prisma Health about staying emotionally well while celebrating Thanksgiving alone. This holiday season will be difficult for a lot of families who can't travel to see their loved ones, or for those maybe whose family members are having to isolate themselves. So Dr. Briggs, what are some tips and things people can do to make it easier to celebrate without their family this year?
Exactly. Well, social distancing and isolation are two different things. And so what I'm encouraging people to do is think about creative ways in which that they can maintain contact with their family during the Thanksgiving holiday. Some of those tips include being able to do virtual games and videos with your folks who are away for Thanksgiving. Also thinking about ways in which you can contact individuals in your community using FaceTime and using your telephone. And so thinking of ways in which you can do that in a safe distance, because as you have been hearing, there are really no safe ways right now to gather in large crowds. I think another way you can do that is maybe doing some exercises, just small things in your home like stretching or yoga. I know that there are several YouTube channels that talk about yoga and self-guided meditation. Also thinking ahead and planning with your family. So say for instance, you know that Christmas is coming up and you may not be able to see them over the Thanksgiving holiday, but just planning ways in which you could actually do virtual gift unwrapping and planning ahead. So that really gives us all something to look forward to this holiday season.
And you know, it seems like people are getting COVID-19 fatigue. People are getting tired of wearing their mask, tired of spending time alone, not seeing their friends. And as we know, the night before Thanksgiving, often one of the biggest party nights of the year. A lot of people back home going out. What do you say to people who are kind of just, getting fatigued? What do you want to tell those folks?
Yeah, I'd say that we're all in the same boat. But one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that you keep safety first. And so like I mentioned earlier, there's really no safe way for us to gather in large crowds. And so what you want to do is you want to use the most common sense that you possibly can. And so if you can keep those crowds low numbers and really sort of do social distance measures, like maybe, if you're going to hang out with your friends, they're going to come over, make sure that you guys are maintaining a safe distance from each other and wearing masks. And I know that we're all in this thing together. We're very tired, and it's been a very long process for us. None of us really anticipated being in COVID-19 this long. And so if you could just hang in there and making sure that you love your neighbor as yourself, and really sort of thinking about ways in which you could do that in a safe manner, I think that's going to be important for us.
Yeah, that's so true. And kind of along with what Cody asked, some people may feel really torn about wanting to stay safe this holiday, but then also wanting to spend that quality time with their family. So what would you say if somebody's maybe on the fence about that, maybe not wanting to infect, like an elderly grandparent, but, is really just having a hard time making that decision?
Yeah, I think that what you want to do is you want to err on the side of caution. Okay. I know that I want my grandmothers to be around for a very long time. And so again, just thinking about ways in which if you're wanting to, do something with your family. I know that Thanksgiving is really a holiday that's built around family engagement and food and things of that nature. But until it's safe to do so, I'm going to ask people to, if you can, eat outside. Take grandmother's pies or, her stuffing recipe and make it a picnic style lunch or dinner, and that way you can do that safely and not really have to worry about, am I going to infect the people that I love with a virus that right now we don't have a cure. So erring on the side of caution. I know that we're all tired, and again, that's my family too. We're trying to figure out creative ways in which we can get together safely over the Thanksgiving holiday, and so I'm encouraging families to do that across the country and especially across our region, because we're seeing the numbers go up, and we don't want that to impact our Christmas holiday. And you don't want your loved ones to be in the hospital and can't hang out with you over the Christmas break. So thinking about safe ways now so that we can actually maybe gather again this time next year.
And just to wrap this up, the whole idea is folks will be spending, some folks at least, will be spending this alone, away from their families, even some folks away from their friends. Just any, last minute advice for those folks, people to reach out to, how they can maybe, get through this. I mean, it is just a couple of days, but, it's always hard in the holidays if you are by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. So I would say virtual parties, Zoom and Teams and things of that nature. Just hanging out and saying, you know what, at this time we're going to carve the turkey together. And so thinking of creative ways, and again, going back to the idea that social isolation does not mean that you have to, social distancing versus isolating. You don't have to do that. And so if you got Zoom, get on Zoom. Say everybody at noon, we're going to huddle around the computer. We're going to carve the turkey together. If you're alone and you want to kind of go out into like a safe public space, maybe you can see people in the parks at a safe distance, and just not spending that prolonged period of time together by yourself over the holiday, I think is going to be important for the individuals who might be spending this holiday alone. So get out if you can at a safe distance, 6 feet apart, wearing your mask, and if you can at all possible, do it virtually because that's the safest method right now.
All right, Dr. Briggs, thanks so much for taking some time out, and hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and stay safe out there.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and you guys have a happy Thanksgiving as well. Thank you.